start off with saying, Shalom. Of course, all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And I'm just gonna do a little live show real quick, man. Today is the 30th, right? So, you just got tomorrow, which is New Year's Eve, man. Okay, so now we're literally, just one day away, from another year, man. And that's crazy to think of, man, because I remember, like it was yesterday. Did it just turn, 2021? I remember it like yesterday, man. I mean, hell, speaking of that, feels like, feels like yesterday that it just turned, 2019, man. Right, but that was how many years ago? But that just bears testament, to to how the time flies, man, which is true. Okay, the time, it was going by quick, especially in the time that we're in right now. That's why the scriptures tell you that the Lord was going to shorten, those days, man. What is that, Matthew 24? Verse, 21? It says there's going to be a great tribulation in those times, but for the elect's sake, the Lord is going to shorten the days. And that's definitely true, man. Okay, the days, are being shortened, man. Okay, the Lord, Yahweh, is speeding this thing up. Okay, the Lord's bringing this thing to a close, man. That's why I was just looking before I, hopped on the stream. I was just watching a video about, the call that Biden had today with, Russia's, leader, right, Vladimir Putin. Going from what I've heard, they didn't have any, they didn't really have any breakthroughs, for lack of better words. Right, so there's still, certainly, a possibility, of a world war, man. Which we know that's going to happen, because that's in the scriptures. Or that's in the scriptures, man. All right, is another, conflict. Scriptures speak about, what is that? I believe that's, what is that, Revelation 8 or Revelation 9, speaks about there being three woes, right? The woes represent the three world wars, which World War I is in the Bible. That's in Revelation 9th chapter, starting from 1 on down. All right, John saw the, he saw the, he referred to these German, fighter planes. He called them locusts, because he didn't know what they were. So when he seen them, he tried to describe them to the best of his ability with what he had around him, back in that time, 2,000 years ago. Right, but what he seen was those, German fighter planes of World War I, man. Right, so the three world wars are in the scriptures. Right, and that's what we're coming to right now, man. Scriptures tell you that the third woe comes quickly, right? Because it was, I believe, 75 years ago? I believe was the Second World War. All right, so in God's time, that's short, because we know, according to the scriptures, what is that? 2 Peter 3 and 8. We're going by, the Lord's, time zone. It's only been, very little, amount of time. That's why if you read, what is that? If you read Revelation 1:1, it says that, he showed his servants the things that will shortly come to pass. Now, these preterists still use that to say, oh, well, see, well, that proves that Christ had to have returned, back then, why everyone knows back around, in the time period that Christ was crucified. But we know that's not true. That is when it says shortly come to pass. It's, in the Lord's time, right? It's a very short. All right, so really, to Christ, it was really like, he was crucified 2 days ago, man, is what it is like for him, because he's in the spiritual realm, right, where the Most High is at right now. Right, he's sitting on the right-hand side of the Most High, but that's where Christ is at. So for them, time moves, a lot quicker than for, how it does for us here on the earth, man. Okay, so that's what it means when it says that, these things are shortly come to pass. Because guys would use that, as I said, they'll use that to say, well, see, that supports preterism. Well, not so. They just err at not knowing the scriptures. That's what it comes back to. Shalom to Awaken Pennsylvania. I see you in the comment section. Bear with me for a second. Right, going back to what I was saying, man, is, things are just going to continue, to speed up, man. Right, we've been telling the people this for how long, man? Right, year after year. We'll come on, these platforms, whether it be, YouTube or, Odyssey, some guys are using now, or a BitU, look that up, or, certain other, websites out there, or, on the highways and byways, right, on the streets. We've been, warning the people, about these things, man. All right, and now, the things that we have spoken about, now those things are clearly coming to pass, man. As I said, man, as Elder Apostle Tahar says, you got to give, Tahar, Gabar, Ramlab, and Rakah, you got to give them respect, man. Or you got to give the apostles of Great Millstone, you got to give them respect, okay? Because they've been out there, teaching since the 80s. At least Elder Tahar. Okay? So, these guys out here on the comment boards, coming against, GMS or whatever. It's like, come on, man. How are you guys doing? Coming against the elders and the apostles. They've been out here. I mean, hell, they've been out here longer than I've been alive for, man. All right, and now the things, excuse me, it's a little cold out here. But now the things, they've been, telling us about, those things are happening. All right, so that just bears, testimony to, them being, who they say, right? The men of the Most High, man. All right, because and even what's this guy? I believe his channel is called The Urban Prepper or New York Prepper, something like that. Oh, I think it's called The Angry Prepper. Look up The Angry Prepper on YouTube. It's this black guy out in New York. And he said in a live stream one time, which was recently, like a month ago, he made a statement and said, those, these Hebrew Israelite guys, I remember, seeing them in the 90s, and I thought they were, crazy with what they're saying. But here it is, now everything that they were talking about is actually happening. Right? So even he'll admit that. And he's not, really a religious, YouTuber. He just does videos about prepping and stuff like that, which is nothing wrong with that. But even he knows. Okay, even he can figure that out. Shalom to Jack, the comment board. He said, "This is it, right? This is it, man." Okay, we're definitely coming to the end of this thing, man. Okay, and the reason you can say that is, even though it is true that, no man knows the day or the hour, right? So we're not on here, claiming that we, know the day that Christ is going to come back. We're not on here saying that because we don't know. Scriptures tell you that, of that day and that hour, knows no man, other than, Yahweh, like the Most High knows. But we don't know. So that cuts these guys online, making these, these videos talking about, like, Christ is going to return, on this day or that day. Like you had somebody on the comment board, but they're still on there. They recently commented on a video I recently made, and we're basically saying that, well, it's possible that the rapture could happen right now, or it could happen, before, Christmas. It's like, well, wait a second. How the hell can that be so if the scriptures tell you that that Christ is going to return at the end of the tribulation of those days? It doesn't say in the middle. It doesn't say before. It says after. Okay, so after the tribulation of those days. What is that? Matthew 24:29. Read that. It says, after the tribulation of those days, where the sun will be darkened, the moon won't give her light, where the stars will fall to the earth, and then will the sign of the Son of Man be revealed. And the key word is said after the tribulation of those days. Not in the middle of them, not before, but it says after. Okay? So that cuts these guys, man. Shalom to Sacramento Truth Movement in the comment section. Okay, but as I said, man, you gotta be diligent out here, man. Okay, because there's a lot of false teachers who are around us right now, man. I'll take for an example, certain guys that are supposedly in the know out here telling you that it's okay to eat whatever the hell you want. And that's clearly against the scriptures, man. Like this individual out there named, what's this guy, G-Man? You can look him up. But he says that, Christ made, all foods clean, right? Christ made all foods clean. So, you can eat whatever the hell you want today. You can eat, a mouse sandwich in the times we're in today. But then it's like, well, wait a second. If that's the case, well, all you gotta do is read Isaiah 66:17. We all know that one off the top of the head. But they who eat the mouse and the swine, they're gonna be consumed together at the Lord's second coming. So if Ridge Napper is going around, saying that you can, eat these things, well, he's clearly going off. We're not going to sugarcoat it. That's what a lot of these guys, supposedly, in the truth, are doing, is they're sugarcoating, things to play on the emotions of the people. Right? They're not coming out with the facts the way they are. They're going to sugarcoat it so people don't get, offended at what they're trying to say. Good example of that will be these guys in the, in the Sakari. Right? They'll, cover certain, subjects of the scriptures and really won't, engage in particular, topics, just so that they can appease the emotions, of the listeners. Okay, but, Great Millstone, right? And, people like Ray Millstone and I myself, we won't do that. Right? We'll just, we'll bring the truth out raw, man. Right? We say it, the way it is, man. And if someone don't like that, well then, then you can go kick bricks, man. It's just that simple. Okay? Bear with me for just a second. Excuse me. As I said, man, it's just, you gotta be careful what you're listening to out here, man. And that's even in the scriptures. Say that many deceivers have went out into the world, right? Many deceivers have went out here into the world. Let me see. Someone asked, Manny asked, did the minor golf finally tap out of the truth? And I'll respond to that and say that that I don't think so. He just said that that he is not going to be teaching anymore, as far as he's not going to be, making videos. But I wouldn't necessarily say that he, fell out of the truth, because he still believes in it. He just said that he doesn't want to, make videos at the moment, which I don't get that. I mean, scriptures speak about, using the talents that the Lord gave you. So I don't know why the hell, at this late in the game, he would turn from, making, lessons. That don't make no damn sense. But, I don't think he fell out of the truth. He's just watching, for lack of better words. He's just watching, the events that's going on in the world. And going by that. Hopefully he stops by, to the future, live streams. But we'll see what happens, man. Someone asked, Jack asked, will the Mind of Golf do live streams with me on the channel? And I'll respond to that and say that hopefully, I try to reach out to him, because I have him on Gmail, right? So I have a private chat with him on Gmail, but he hasn't responded to me. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's camping on a golf resort for the weekend. So maybe he doesn't have the internet, or I don't know what the hell he's doing. But definitely, he should stop by. But we can't, give him, we can't cut him any slack though, because he made a statement and said that that Christ would return before January 1st, 2022. I mean, well, hell, man, tomorrow is the last day for his, rapture to happen. I mean, hell, man, I remember 4 or 5 months ago, I was on there saying, oh, well, my Christ will return before January 1st, 2022. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen. And I told you, hey, look, I told everyone that. I told everyone that was not going to happen. And what a lot of guys did, as they said, which I'm not putting this at anyone on the comment board here. We had some people, come on and say that, we'll give him a chance, we'll watch, and see what happens. And I responded and said that, yeah, okay, we'll watch. We'll see what happens. I, of course, don't subscribe, to such nonsense, because I know, according to the scriptures, it clearly tells you that Christ only returns after the time period of the tribulation. It doesn't say before. It says after. So I've been telling y'all, don't get your hopes up, thinking that you're going to be, raptured, out of here before, calamities, come. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. So if you believe that, I'm sorry to inform you, but, no, that's not going to happen. Scriptures clearly tell you, and I quoted it earlier, but I'll quote it again. Right, Matthew 24, 21 and 22 tells you that there's going to be great tribulation that the world has never seen. But for God's elect's sake, he will shorten those days. So that's undeniable that the elect are going to be on the earth during that time period of the tribulation, because it says that the days are going to be shortened for their sake. So if they were already taken away, well, how the hell would it make sense for the days to be shortened for their sakes if they're nowhere to be found? That's not logical. Bear with me for a second. Let me see. He said, you guys do great discussion. Yeah, man, as I said, over here, this is where you can come, to get your, the true knowledge, man. Right now, I'm not saying that we got, 100% truth. I'm not out there saying that, because the scriptures tell you in, what is that? 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter. It tells you that every man is given his own portion, of knowledge, man. Whereas not all of us were given, to know the same amount of information. Somebody might be good at teaching, history. Another guy might be good at, fluent in reading and in, different languages. But another guy might be good at quoting a whole bunch of precepts. Right? Not everybody is going to have the same, talents in this thing, man. And that goes into, what is that, Matthew, the 25th chapter? Right, the parable of the talents, right? One man got 2 talents, one man got 5 talents, one man got 1 talent. Right, the 2 went and they doubled their talents that they were given. So guess what? They all got rewards. But the one man who basically sat on his ass, didn't do anything with the talent that he was given. He could have went and got 2 talents. But instead he hid the talent. It did not get anything from it. Right? It just sat there. So he got punished. Okay, but the 2 others, the one was given 2 and he increased it to 4. The one was given 5 and he increased it to 10. They were both rewarded. Okay, so the point is, we're not all gonna, be on the same level in this thing, man. All right? We're not all gonna be on the same level when it comes to this truth. Okay, but you gotta do the best you can, man. Okay, you gotta be, scriptures speak about, studying to make your own calling and your election sure, man. Okay, so you gotta be, studying for yourself. Don't be like, these Christians out here in the world, man. Now, which again, I've came from the church, right? So I already know, a lot of those guys in there, they've, a lot of them never even read, half the Bible. I mean, hell, Ridge, he can tell you the whole history of the popes of Rome and all of that, and tell you anything you want to know about gold and silver, which is fair information. But then when it comes to the scriptures, he don't know nothing about that. He haven't even read 1 book. It's like, come on, man. Go read the book of Jonah. Only take 10 minutes. It's only 4 chapters long. And he can't even do that. You know what I'm saying? So, it goes back to what I said, man. Okay, that you got to be, diligent in this thing, man. Okay, because you're going to have a lot of guys in this, they think that they're deep, think they're on a level. We're coming to find out they don't really know what's going on. Revelation 2:2. We tried them who said they are apostles and they're not, and we have found them to be liars, right? So we tried, these churches, we tried them on certain subjects of discussion in the scriptures, and we found out that they don't really know what's going on. Okay, so we tried them, but we found out that these guys don't really know what's up, man. Oh, and that's quite literally, by the way, because they believe that they're, walking upside down. So they quite literally don't know what way is up. I mean, that's a real question. What way is up according to the Bowler theory? Is it, if you're upside down looking up, is that up? Because if that's so, well, what about the person on the other side of the world who looks up? What way could be considered to be up? Don't make no damn sense. Okay, but that's that's a topic for another What If inside joke. Shout out to the What If channel. Good channel, check that out. But as I said, man, it's you gotta study for yourself. Let me hit a couple comments. Sacramento said, yo ETT, gotta get you on a one-on-one chat to do some narrations on the scriptures. Yeah, that's cool, man. Hit me up on Discord, and we'll work something out. Right, we'll work something out. Hit me up on Discord, and I'll I'll come your way. We can deal with the scriptures, or you can deal with the scriptures. Have you ever been on my second page? I'm not sure, possibly. What's up, Mike? Where's Pops at? Oh, and that's another thing, man. If we didn't have the truth, right? If we didn't have the truth, we would come on here and have 5 people listening, and they have to put these trolls in the comment board putting up links to may I say restricted content. You know what I'm saying? They're all here. They're trying to come at us for some reason, but yet no one else it happens to. Right? You don't see them on Sakari's live stream. You don't see them on Jeranism live stream. You don't see them on gamers live streams. And if you do, it's very rare. They're primarily here to come at us. They're giving out true information, right? And that's what we're doing over here. But we're giving out the true information that they don't want you to know over here, man. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're giving out this restricted information. So what they're doing is trying to censor it, man. And that's just and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let's grab a drink quick. Right, but going back to what I was saying. Oh yeah, I'm not on StreamYard. I'm streaming from the YouTube app, in case someone asked. Which by speaking on that, and I don't know if you guys remember, but I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, you only needed to have 100 subscribers to go live on YouTube, right? You'll unlock that achievement when you hit 100 subscribers, right? And you could live stream from YouTube, and you had other third-party softwares you could use. There's an app out there called I believe it was called YouTube Gaming. You could stream from that app, but that ain't out there anymore. That guy, YouTube took that down for whatever reason, a couple years back. But then they upped it to, I believe it was 1,000 subscribers you had to have in order to go live. But now they dropped it down to, I believe it's 500 now. I would have to look into that, but I believe it's 500 you have to have now in order to go live from the YouTube app. But there are ways to get around it. Just go to StreamYard, and you can stream from StreamYard. And I don't believe it matters how many sub you got. Now you can just stream live from there, anytime. Okay. But yeah, man, we're definitely, these are definitely some spiritual times right now we're in, man. Okay, as Elder Apostle Dahar says, these prophecies are popping off like popcorn, man. And that's definitely true. Someone said, and shalom to everyone who's tuning in. Someone said 22 is getting worse. Yeah, 2022 is getting worse. And that's true, man. Okay, and guess what? We're going to say the truth the way it is. That things are just going to, continue, to go down the tube, man. Things aren't getting easier from here. Okay, that's not how things are going, man. Okay, nothing's going to get easier. Okay, everything is just going to continue, to get worse and worse. And that's just the facts. If you don't like that, then you don't like that. Okay, but those are the facts. Okay, that we're in the end game, man. All right, that's just, the correct way to put it. Just keeping it real, like keeping it 100. We're in the end game. Okay, this is it. Okay, in the words of, Ronnie McNugget, right? This is truly it, man. Okay, there ain't nothing's getting better. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, any of these other, deceivers out here, that are telling you, contrary to that, then they're going completely the hell off, man. Okay, we're out here, giving you the truth. Okay, but you know what? The truth, isn't gonna be liked. That's why, those of us who know this knowledge, we don't have, many associates, in the world, right? We don't really hang out with anybody, outside of this knowledge, man. The scriptures tell you in the Apocrypha that a good friend, is like, it's a very hard thing to come across. Right? It compares a good friend to, unto fine gold, right? Because it's a very, hard to come across a good friend. Somebody would be your friend for an occasion, but then when, when the right opportunity arises, they'll stab you in the back. And I've had a couple friends over the course of my life who, some of them, which I got to make mention of my friend, Marcus, right, Mark. I've known him since we were like, I want to say 9 years old, right, 9 years old or so. And I'm still friends with him today. In fact, his birthday was just a few days ago. So we've known each other for 10 years, man. Right? We're both about 20 years old now. Right? So we've known each other for 10 years. Okay, and we've had a couple, arguments, over the years. Okay, but we've always, remained friends. Despite those arguments that we've had, those disagreements, that goes back to my statement, man, about, a good friend is a hard thing to come across. And that's very true, man. So I've known, like Rakapanan, for an example, he'll be there, be your friend, but, then what will happen is, then he'll get bored and then just, never contact you again. Tried to reach out to him for a year now, 11 months, and he doesn't call back. He doesn't message me back. All right, and we know each other in real life, so it's not, one of those online things where you don't really know if you're talking to a real person or not. No, we know each other in real life. We've met up before. There's videos on my page of me and him, in real life together. You can watch them. Right, so he's a real person. Okay, not one of those online, friendship, scams. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of that going on out here. Let me see. Yeah, and then you got these guys on the comment board, like this one, this guy that looks like, what's that guy? Samuel Owen. Looks like, Kevin Wendell Crumb from the movie Split. Guys on there, doing 20 streams a day, has his own t-shirts, pushing this, concave, earth nonsense, saying that he is the Christ. One minute he'll say he's not the Son of Man, the next minute he is the Son of Man, and then the next minute he's a representation of the Son of Man. You know what I'm saying? Which there ain't nothing wrong with having your own shirts, right? So I'm not bashing anyone on that. There's nothing wrong with having your own, shirts. But I'm just saying that, he's on there, full of himself, man. Saying that he is the Son of Man. A damn joke, man. But that goes back to the scriptures. That goes back to the scriptures. It tells you that, in those times, man, you're going to have many men who will rise up, and they're going to deceive many people, man, right, by making false miracles, and it's just showing signs and wonders. Okay, and that's why I'll give this example, man. Some of these churches, there's been a handful of videos over the years that surfaced on the internet of them supposedly casting out demons in their churches under the name of Christ. Okay, so that's a deception there, man, because they're calling upon false names, giving the people a false sense of hope, right? Because when these people see these false miracles, they're going to be like, oh shit, the Lord must be dealing with this man for him to order, in order to perform that miracle that he did. Okay, so you gotta be careful, man. Okay, you better be watching who you associate with on here, man. There's a lot of guys out here that are just trying to take your money, and that's what's going on out here, man. And that's sad. It has to be this way. But this is just what it is. Okay, let me just read a couple comments. Another thing is it brings to mind, what is that? Was that Acts, the second chapter? Right, Acts chapter 2. It says that that in those times, people are going to dream dreams, and they're going to see visions, right, in the last times. So that proves that we're in the last times, man. All right, because, I can even speak of that myself. Okay, having, spiritual, dreams, or visions of, things near to come, right? And there's a lot of people that put their, their testimonies online about, having dreams of, let's say, for an example, World War III. And that's getting ready to pop off real soon, man. Right? We're just watching, the signs right now, man. We're watching the signs of the times. Okay? What tells you in, what is that, Revelation, the 16th chapter? Speaks about, walking circumspectly, lest that day take you off guard. And I'm nearly paraphrasing it. Okay, but you gotta be diligent, man. In this walk of ours, man. Right? Because in this thing, there's many, roadblocks and obstacles that are gonna get in your way, man. On this journey, right? This ain't gonna be no cakewalk, man. And that's what the churches out there tell the people. That the closer, you get to, a relationship with, who they call Christ. They say that everything's going to get smooth for you. right? You're going to be doing financially, sound, the closer you get to the Lord. That's what they're teaching. And we know that's not true, man. It tells you in, what is that, Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. It tells you that, if you come to serve the Lord, man, you better prepare your soul, to be tempted, man. Okay, because you're going to have to go through some stuff in this thing, man. Okay, it tells you in Hebrews, the 12th chapter, it says that, every son of the Most High has to go through, a chastisement, man. Or you're going to have to go through some things, on this side, man. Okay, this ain't supposed to be, a cakewalk, man. Or this ain't supposed to be made easy for you. Okay, this thing's gonna be tough, man. All right, and that's just the way it is. 2 Ezra 7, right? There's a city built that's full of all good things, and that city that's built full of all good things represents the kingdom of heaven, right? But then it says what? That there's a catch, though. There's a catch, right? You can get to this city that's full of all great things, but the one catch is, in order to get there, it's going to be a difficult way, right? It says, there's a deep water on one hand, and on the other hand, there's a pit of fire, and that's not literal. That's not literal, but it just represents that there's going to be trials that come in your way, on your walk, to that kingdom, man. Okay, you're going to have to go through some things, on this side, man. Okay, and that's the difference between what we're telling you and what the church is telling you. Okay, if you're going through something, especially in this truth and over this truth, then there's a great chance that the Lord's dealing with you, man, on the right hand side. And you can't forget that you can't forget that just because you're in this knowledge, it doesn't mean that you're going to make it to the kingdom, man. Scriptures tell you that on that day, what is that, Matthew 25, one of my favorite chapters, start from verse 31 on down, tells you that in that day where many people are going to say to me, Lord, Lord, did we not do many wonderful works in thy name? And the Lord's going to tell them, hey, look, I never knew you. Okay, and then they're not going to make it. Okay, so we got to be diligent in this thing. Making sure we're doing what we need to be doing, man. Okay, and it ain't going to be easy. Okay, this thing wasn't made to be easy on us, man. That's why it tells you that the elect are going to have to go through that time period of trouble, man. And you better believe that, man. Okay, that we got, hey, look, each of us in this thing, man, that we got certain circumstances, that was designed for all of us, man. Scriptures tell you that every way of a man is from the Most High, man. Right? Because the Lord is the one, who directs your paths, right? The Lord is the one. Excuse me. The Lord's the one who's behind, the deception, man. Right? Contrary, to popular belief. The Lord is the one, who's behind all these things. Okay, and if you can get that, then you're on the right path. Okay, because that's a major stumbling block, man. Is the fact that the Most High, who the world calls, God and Jesus, they're behind the deception. And that's, as I said, man, that's the hard pill to swallow. Okay, that's a hard pill to swallow. You ask a Christian, does God do evil? They'll tell you, they don't know. They'll say he doesn't. You ask them, well, what verse says that? And they don't really know. They're just saying that just to say, you know what I'm saying? Bear with me for a second. Right, so as I said, man, we're definitely, coming into some hard times here, man. Okay, and as I said, things from here on out, nothing's gonna get better, man. Okay, everything is just gonna go downhill from here. And that's not me who wants to say that. I wish I could say, a little bit of good news. I do wish I could say that. Okay, but I just keep it 100, but I keep it real. But I'm not gonna, twist, the truth just to make you feel better, right? Someone else will do that for you. Like, what's these guys? I believe their channel is called, what is it, IUIC, LUIC? They'll tell you that there's gonna be no Jacob's trouble, that there is no great tribulation. Yeah, but we'll come out here. We'll tell you what there is going to be. Okay, if there is going to be. Why? Because that's what the scriptures say. Okay, so as I said, man, you better prepare your soul to be tempted, man, in this thing of ours. Okay, this ain't no easy path, man. Okay, this is a path of difficulty. Okay, and that's what we, have embarked on. Okay, it's a spiritual thing of ours. Okay, in this truth, right? This ain't no easy burden, man. Okay, this is a heavy burden that we have to carry, man. But that's they say there's a saying in the world that knowing is only half the battle, right? And that's true. That knowing, and how do you know something? That means that it's in your mind. Okay, that's in your mind, your heart. That's how you know something. Okay, so part of the battle is knowing, right? Knowing what's true. Okay, just like one thing, what do we know that's true that no one else really knows, man? I'll give an example. These these UFOs, man. They're out here, telling the people those are little, green men from another planet, coming to invade Earth. Or Christians believe that those are, satanic, or that those are, like Satan, and his angels, they're planning to deceive everybody, and all that nonsense. But we know that's not true. Okay, we know that we got the facts, man, where we have the truth, where we have the knowledge of knowing what's really going on, man. All right, and there's only a handful of people, who have that. Okay, look, man, if you're in the know, hey, you better count yourself, lucky, man. You better, as I say in the world, you better count your blessings, man. Right? Because this thing of ours, this wasn't given to many people to know, man. Scriptures tell, a matter of fact, it tells you in on the book of Ezra, I don't know off the top of the head, but it tells you that the Lord has chosen, a handful of like-minded men unto Ezra, to reveal, this knowledge to him. Like the Lord didn't come out here for a vast group. Like the Lord didn't come out here for everybody. And that's a hard saying in and of itself, man. Because this truth, this isn't for everybody, man. This thing of ours, this is not for everyone. Okay, this isn't for everybody to know about, man. Okay, the Lord didn't choose, everybody to, reveal this information to. The Lord didn't pick the Catholic Church. But the Lord didn't pick, Russian vids. All right? No, so if you're hearing this, well then, hey, look, it's a possibility now that this could be open to you, man. And of course, with that being said, hey, bear with me for a second. With that being said, it says that many are called, but a few are chosen. So that doesn't mean that we're the elect. Okay, that doesn't mean that. We got to take everything of ours, on faith, man. And what does that word mean? That word means a belief in something that cannot be seen. All right, so what we believe in, this can't be seen, man. Okay, we don't know if the Most High, and His Son, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, the world ignorantly calls, God or Jesus Christ. We don't really know if they exist because we can't call them down here today and show themselves to us. But we do believe they do. Why? Because for one, you have archaeological, evidence to support the authenticity of the scriptures. But then second is we take all of this, upon faith, man. Okay, all of this of ours, this thing of ours, it's all taken upon faith, man. Okay, that's what this thing of ours is taken upon. Okay, because we can't prove, the things that we believe in. We can't prove it. Okay, we believe in it without seeing. And that's what faith is. The word faith means a belief in something that can't be seen. Right, so we can't see the things that we believe in. Okay, so we got to take it all upon, faith, man. That's what we have to take all this upon. And how can you prove that we are diligent with what we say we are? Because of what we're doing, how we're spending our time. We're not out here, trying to establish, a business, for us out here in the world. There's nothing wrong with doing that. There's nothing wrong, if you have wealth, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but we're not trying to, go out of our way right now, to become, somebody on this side, man. Or we're not trying to get, a million followers on Instagram, right? Or, TikTok, right? We're not out here trying to do that, man. We're out here, we're just saying what's true. And if someone doesn't like that, and then you can kick bricks, you can move on. All right, if you don't like what we're saying, hey, it ain't for you. Move on. Okay? And that's a whole other thing, man, because, hey, look, not everybody who you talk to is going to get this, man. Okay, not every person who you talk to, about the truth, they're not all going to get it. Okay? So you have to, you can't be hard on certain people, man. But if you tell them, I'll give an example. If you tell them that God's black and they don't accept it, hey, later on go over it one more time. If they still can't accept it, and hey, then guess what? It ain't for them to know. And that's just what it is, man. Okay, there's, only a handful of people who are selected to know this information that we know. Okay, this isn't for everybody to know. And that's a real question. Who the hell do you know that, outside of the Hebrew Israelites, who can pick up the scriptures and agree on a handful of teachings, such as, Christ being black, Babylon, America. Let's see, what else could I say? Oh, the UFOs, or the chariots of the Most High. That, the list could go on and on. Oh, that hell is not a place where you go and burn forever. That's a big one, man. And that was that was hard to get over, that obstacle that we were taught, in these, in these churches. Okay, but slowly but surely, with our study of the scriptures, we came to the realization that, some things that we were taught, I would say majority of the things, not most things, majority of the things that we were taught in church are not actually true. I'll give an example. They teach that Christ loves that Christ loves everyone. That's certainly not true. Where the hell is that in the Bible? It tells you in the Apocrypha that the Lord only loves him that has wisdom. They also teach that that the Apocrypha is not inspired. They teach that the Apocrypha is they call it, I believe it's called canonized scripture, if I'm not mistaken, would be the correct pronunciation for what they call it. But guess what? We, after doing our own research into the subjects of discussion, such as the Apocrypha, we've came to the conclusion, we've came to the realization that what they told us is not true. Okay, that's what we've came to the realization of. Okay, that, what they told us is not true. And I quote it again, Revelation 2:2. We have tried the men who said they are apostles and are not, and we have found them to be liars. Right, so and who are we? We are the ones in the truth, right? The ones who are in the know. We've tried the men who claimed that they were teachers, and we found them to be liars. Okay, we found all these men to not really know what the hell is going on. And that goes for all of these mainstream, preachers. That goes for all these conspiracy guys on the internet. At least 98% of them. 98% of these Christian YouTubers. We found all of them to be liars. Maybe not on every subject, but on the vast majority. And again, here's one I'll throw out there. They're not going to give you the truth regarding the UFOs. We always harken on that one. They're not going to tell you that UFOs are actually, the chariots of the angels. They ain't going to tell you that, man. Okay, why? Because they don't know. It's not that they're trying to deceive you. It's just that they don't know. Right? They don't know that. Okay, so that's why they're not going to tell you, is because they're uneducated on those particular, matters of discussion, in the scriptures, man. Okay? So, you just gotta, be diligent, who you're listening to. Someone just said, this is the best channel on YouTube. Yeah, and and that's, which again, I wouldn't say I have 100% truth. We won't know everything until the kingdom. I'll give an example. If you go to the end of the Gospel, what is that, the book of John? If you go to the last page, the very last verse, it says that there were many more things that Christ did that were not written in this book. And then he went on to say that if we were to write down all of the things that Christ did in his lifetime, that the world itself could not even hold that amount of books. So there's certainly things that we don't know until the kingdom. Or there's certainly things that Christ himself done that we don't even know anything about. Okay? Christ could have, rose, 1,000 more people from the dead. We don't know. But he could have done many more, miracles, such as such as when he turned the water into wine. Okay, or the basket of fish, and things like that. Those are miracles that Christ did. Okay, but we don't know everything right now. Okay, but that will be figured out in the future, right? When the Christ returns, then we'll know those things. But today we don't know. Okay, so that's just the way you got to look at things, man. So I'm gonna end the video in a minute. Now I'm gonna wrap up because it's getting cold out here. I gotta get in. But thanks for everyone stopping by. I will I'll upload this tomorrow probably. If anybody made this far into the video, go ahead and put hashtag, let's say, I'm walking by street signs. Just put the word hashtag street in the comments section. In case anyone made it this far into the video. It's hashtag street. And I'm gonna say shalom.